Hello and welcome to your social science class. I'm your geography teacher. As from today onwards, we are going to start a geography book. And within that, we are going to discuss a chapter number 1 that is about resources. So, let's begin our today's class with the chapter number 1, resources. I hope everyone knows this term resources because it is not a new name. Concern. In the simple words, can you just define what do you mean by resources? So in the simplest term, resources means anything that can be used by the human beings just to satisfy their needs. That is what called as resources. But we have to learn the geographical define in further also. So let's begin our today's class with the discussion of the topic resources itself. So here is that. In this chapter, we will discuss the topic resources itself, but in two parts. In first, we will consider the term resource only. We will talk about its value and the deeper concept. So basically, we will understand about the resources. And in the second topic, that will be comprising two parts. Types of resources and conserving resources. Ki how we can conserve the resources, why conservation is important of resources. So likewise, we are going to sum up our chapter with the discussion of these two topics followed by the exercise and extra questions. So resources, as we were talking about, what are resources? Anything. Look around you, whatever you are using, everything is a resource because you are using it. So anyone that can be used to satisfy a need. And in here we are talking about human needs because we are the humans. We have to certainly talk about one's own needs. And for that, we need some resources. Whether right now, for your satisfaction of studies, you are watching this video. So, your need is being satisfied with a resource named as video of Mission Gyan. So, that is how it works. Resources in here, you can see these images. All these are the types of resources. As water is required by one just to satisfy their thirst. Then rickshaw for the pulling purpose, for the travel purpose, and the textbooks for the reading purpose. So, these are few examples of resources that we are using or anyone uses when they are in need of. Then utility. So basically, what makes a resource? It's usage. Usage or the use. And why we are using it? Because it can be used. So that use content is derived from the utility. It means a resource can be used if it is having its utility. Not only utility, actually resource ka jo definition hai, that comprises 2 points over here. So we have resource ka defined as resources equals to utility plus value. So if anything is having its utility, it is having its value also. Now for discussion of the values, of course, we are having further values categories we will discuss. Right now talking about utility. So utility or usability transforms an object or substance into a resource. Right now, you are holding your books within your hands, you're sitting onto the table. So, all are resources that are being utilized. So, they do have their utility. And this utility transforms an object, a table, into a resource. Water, electricity, rickshaw. So, these are the few examples of resources. And in the pictures also we have discussed. Now, talking about the term value. As without this term value, you cannot define the resources as, let me repeat that once again for you. Resources equals to utility plus value. So utility, that is the usability of any object or substance that transforms into a resource. Value, now due to this utility, that object, that substance is getting the value. Talking about the value, it can be discussed in two terms: economic value and non-economic value. Economic value through which one is earning, and non-economic in which there is no earning, there is no money matter. So in the simple words, value refers to the worth of a resource, how much it worth. Likewise, just for example, this is a pen, not the stylo one, just a writing pen. So this is of 50 rupees. So it is worth 50 rupees. And this is the economic value of this pen. But what will be its non-economic value? That it is worth writing. Writing, it helps in writing. I can make notes or anything like that. So economic value, non-economic value. So value refers to the worth of a resource. Resources may have economic value. For example, metals do have economic value. They are extracted from the inside the earth, and further they are being utilized while extracting individual minerals. Likewise, iron is a mineral. It is extracted from the rocks itself, from inside the earth, and further we are using in various forms. It was about economic value. Talking about the non-economic value. So for the non-economic value, example is a beautiful landscape. You are just looking at the majestic view. Let's discuss. Here is the view. Greenery, vegetation, far ahead you can see. Don't you think so? This visual is soothing your eyes. It's giving comfort to your eyes because it is green. It is about the nature's depiction. So that gives us the non-economic value of this landscape. It means we are not earning it or we are not earning from it anyhow. We are just comforting ourselves, our eyes and our mind. That is what calls for economic and non-economic values differentiation. So example is a beautiful landscape. So both types of resources are significant as they fulfill human needs. Both types of resources, we are here talking about the resources that are having economic value, and we are talking about the resources that doesn't have any economic value, non-economic value wale things. So this is all about the concern of resources. Both gives us satisfaction. One, the mental satisfaction, one, economical, money satisfaction, that we are earning something from it. Some resources can gain economic value over time. So in the nature, there are various types of resources. Some are naturally occurring and some are occurring naturally, but we are using them to transform into some other ready to use resources. So likewise, if I talk about over time, so some resources that takes time to get or earn their value. As trees lies in nature, until unless we are not cutting them and we are not going for the preparation of making of the paper. Tree does has its value, but not the economic one, until unless it is not being used for the economic concern. Other than that, it is having the other concerns of values. Likewise, it is a rich source of carbon dioxide. It gives the shelter to the wildlife, to the humans. So there are various other resources that are not to be considered for earning the economic value. So accordingly, some resources can gain economic value over time. By the time comes, then they are being transformed into the get to ready thing or anyhow. Examples: patented home remedies sold commercially. Commercially, we are selling them and we are earning from that. What about the patent content? So here is the original word patent. So patent is particularly a license, government authorized license given to the one who has introduced any concept, any discovery, or has done any kind of invention. So after getting the license of his or her discovery, invention, or introducing any particular concept or theory, they are responsible for the one key. If is there anyone outside who wants to use their discovery, invention, theory, concept, they have to seek the permission while paying them. So this is the entire concept of patent. So patented home remedies, likewise the usage of turmeric. It wasn't discovered anyhow, someone did that. So that person took the patent of using the turmeric into the domestic purpose, in the creams or medicine purpose. So patented. So turmeric, it does have its kitchen value. Kitchen value by we are using it for cooking part to give the colorful sight to the dish so that we can enjoy and have our meal. But while talking about the economic value, it is to be sold out commercially while getting the patent. So this was just an example how over time a thing can obtain its economic value. So time and technology, not only time, one more important thing is there that makes a resource as it will gain its utility. The utility is gained by the help of time and technology. So time and technology transforms substances into resources. Both the factors, time and technology, are influenced by the needs of people. As the time comes and we are in need of a new thing, so do we discover or invent. Other than that, if we are satisfied with the going on things, going on conditions, we are good. We don't have to discover anything. But as time and technology makes the resources, this digital platform wasn't there. It was created due to the need of people. People were in need of home tuitioning kind of concern after the pandemic time period. So that is what. Then people with their ideas, knowledge, inventions and discoveries are the most vital, most important resource. They are the one who are creating the resources that do have their economic value. So we can say that human resources are the vital resources in the economic value or in the gain of economic value part. Further, each invention or discovery leads to further advancements. So, for that, we can discuss some examples that will help you to understand this concept. So, the discovery of fire. First of all, fire was discovered whether incidentally or coincidentally, it was discovered. Then further came the discoveries of practice of cooking food and other processes. It gives the warmth also. So, first the discovery of fire, then it leads to further inventions, new inventions. One more example. So, first, this wheel was discovered. Wheel was not discovered for any authentic purpose, it was just discovered, it was created, it facilitated, it further enhanced the development of advanced transport. At first, it was just invented to travel for a short while, and this wheel that you can see in this image, that was not the first one. The first ever wheel to be introduced was of a square shape. Yes, you are getting it right. It was of square shape, and after some more inventions and changes within that square wheel, as some difficulties were being faced with the usage of that square wheel, so this circular wheel was introduced, and it helps in the development of the advanced transport, and till we are going on with that. Hydroelectricity technology converted energy from fast flowing water. On the dams, you can see the fast flowing water is there, and beneath are the turbines that moves with the speed of the falling water, and that is how electricity is being generated in the dams. Further, there are three types of resources. If we talk about the basic one, till now we have discussed about the resources. It's defined comprising two particular terms, utility and value. Then we have discussed how time and technology add on value to it, economic value. We are not talking about the non-economic value. We are particularly talking about economic value. So how time and technology give its economic value to a resource. Then in whole, if we talk about, there are three types of resources. First is natural resources that are lying in nature, and that is being utilized by the human resources, the humans that are capable enough and they do have their knowledge, skill, and with the help of technology, they do use these natural resources to convert them into human made resources. Likewise, the cycle goes on. So, first of all, natural resources are being extracted by human resources, then human resources are transforming those resources to ready to use or human made resources. So, entire structure goes likewise. So, these are three types of major resources. Repeating that once again, natural resource, human made resource, or you can go likewise, also entirely up to you. But the first will come as natural resources. So, authentically, what we have discussed in today's first class of the chapter number 1, resources, we have discussed the deeper concept of resources. So, let me repeat one more time for you. We have discussed the define of resources. Everything or anything around us that satisfy our needs is known as resources. These do have their economic and non-economic value. We have discussed their examples and how with the time and technology these resources do earn their economic value. Finally, summing up our today's class, we have discussed the types of resources. Three types: natural, human made, human, as they were mentioned likewise. So don't get confused over there. So this is the time to recall the topics that we have discussed with the help of two simple questions. So first is, which of the following is an example of resources with non-economic value? It means it gives us visual pleasure, not the earning part. Metals, they do give the economic value, they do have electricity, patented medicine, everything has its economic value except a beautiful landscape. Because while looking at it, we can just be at peace from the mindset, not from the inner soul we are talking about. Second question, what technological advancement converted energy from fast flowing water into valuable resource? So we are talking about from the fast flowing water resource, what we can generate that helps in earning the economic value. So steam engine, not so. Wind turbine, it helps or it works with the wind or speed of the wind. Solar panels works with the help of sunshine, sun rays, and the heat received by the earth. So, our remaining answer and authentic answer is hydroelectricity technology. So, that was all about our first class of geography. I hope it wasn't that lengthy and wasn't that boring either. So, see you soon in the next class with the second topic of the same chapter, chapter number 1. And we will discuss about the types of resources and some measures related to the conservation of resources. So, see you soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.